and that is Congressman Peter King from New York. We appreciate you making time for us here on this very busy day. Now, you were out front yesterday saying Bannon's got to go. We got to change this thing up. Congressman King, your reaction to the departure of Steve Bannon?
Yeah, I believe it was something that had to be done. General Flynn coming in, and with the if you want to call it chaos or confusion in the White House, if General Kelly was going to be given the power or the responsibility of getting things under control, what Steve Bannon did the other day by giving that interview really undermined the whole chain of command within the White House. Here you have a staff person coming out publicly and telling North Korea that he disagrees with the president's policy, the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of State, and the head of the National Security Council. And you can't have a staff person undermining American foreign policy on such a key issue at such a vital time. And then also by saying that he would welcome the Democrats using race as an issue because that worked to Republicans' benefit. I mean, both of those, to me, were toxic, what he did. And for the White House to get coordinated and for the president to move his agenda forward, I think it was important for Steve Bannon to go.
You did call for it. You were very public about that. Do you feel that this is the necessary reset as they head off to Camp David to talk about Afghanistan strategy and I'm sure a number of other things? Does this get him some separation from this chaos, Congressman King, and give him an opportunity to maybe reset this whole table?
Yeah, I think it separates from some of the recent chaos, and also what it does is it enables General Kelly and the president to go forward without having these internal feuds. I think right now, the team that's there works well together. Tillerson, Mattis, McMaster, Kelly, they work very well together. And you can't have somebody within that inner circle undermining or leaking out what's going on. And that's I've heard this from any number of people at the White House that the leaks have been killing them. And listen, leaks go on all the time in politics. You leak about your enemies, you leak about your adversaries. That's all. That's going to happen. That's human nature. But the amount of leaking on key national security issues and on leaks that affect the president's own agenda, because these leaks that maybe you were helping Bannon or someone else, the person who got hurt the most was the president, and that's you can't have that. You cannot have that one top presidential aide leaking against another, because the real victim of that ends up becoming the president of the United States. So, now this had to be done. And now it's up to General Kelly. I have a great faith in General Kelly, but we'll see. But I think he's going to be able to get this ship focused in the right direction. And again, the people at the top seem to have a very good working relationship with themselves and with the president.
Congressman, you've got a great reputation as a fighter there on Capitol Hill, fighting for your constituents and fighting for the values in this country. You've also been a fighter in your own personal life. We know that you love the squared circle. What about this idea that the president is he fighting too much? We know he can throw a great punch, and we know he's a great counterpuncher. Does he have to kind of step back and reassess that the battlefield, understand that this is not always going to be a fight, that there is going to have to be some constructive working across the aisle, working with the Republican caucus, working with the Democrats to actually get the agenda back on track?
I would hope so. And again, listen, the Democrats have been very unfair to the president. The media's been unfair to the president. But the reality is the president has to realize that, and he can't be giving his enemies or his opponents ammunition to use against him. And so I think what we'll do is the idea of getting a coordinated White House, everybody on the same page, and then not taking the bait and not getting into every fight, and not always. I think sometimes the president feels compelled that if he's attacked on something to double down. Don't do that. I mean, know what you have to do and do it, and not get engaged. If he's the president of the United States, he should set the agenda. He should set the agenda as to what he's going to fight for, what he's going to respond to, and not attempt to answer getting to a fight with every reporter who wants to get their 30 seconds on national television, and not to get baited in. He's the president. I mean, who cares what the size of the crowd was at the inaugural? We can go through all of these things. Don't get baited into it. That's all. And he's the president. He won. He's the most powerful person in the world, and he has people who want him to succeed, and that's what he should do, and not worry, not get involved in side issues.
Congressman Peter King, thanks so much for making time for us. I know how busy your day is going to be now moving forward. Thanks so much. All the best. Look forward to seeing you down the road. That's Congressman Peter King from New York.